Davisville Station. Doors open on the right. Line 1, walk on.
Help keep the TTC safe. Report any suspicious activity to a member of staff or a police officer. If you see something, say something.
Hey everyone, it is Friday, October 13th. The time is 5:36 p.m. and the temperature right now is around 14 degrees Celsius. And I am here at Davisville Station. I'm just realizing that it is Friday the 13th right now. I guess today is supposed to be a little on the spooky side, as the train rolls in, heading southbound. I'll just go around to not be in their way. So this station also features the headquarters of the Toronto Transit Commission. And there's a small subway rail yard just over on that end. And for this one, I'm going to head on up to street level and head north up Yonge Street and walk around the Yonge and Eglinton neighborhood. And this was actually a video requested by a longtime channel member and subscriber, Bill Chow. So thank you, Bill, for your support and for making the request. As another northbound train rolls in. So trains are moving quite frequently through here right now. I haven't seen this before. And Bill requested I take a walk around the the Yonge Eglinton neighborhood. Freudian slip. It looks like they've mapped out a future subway line there, or a subway map. And Bill requested I avoid construction if possible. Sadly, I don't think that will be possible. And also, as part of his request, I'll be swinging by the Mandarin Buffet. And there you could head into the TTC head office, which is closed right now. Oh, there's a Purelator drop box here. And a view into the bus bays. So on the left here is Chaplin Crescent, but on the other side it becomes Davisville Avenue. And this here is Yonge Street, and there's the view to the south. I was planning on heading up on the west side of Yonge Street, but since I have the light, I might as well cross. Kind of odd how everyone is walking on the left. Oh well, just follow the crowd. All right, and north we go from Yonge and Davisville up to and past Yonge Eglinton. Maybe I'll take a little detour along Eglinton Avenue while we're there. There's Kramer's, a popular local watering hole, and a couple of local fruit markets. And this used to be a diner called Fat Phil's. It looks like something new is finally moving in. It was vacant for several years. So although Midtown is quite big, and people talk about Midtown Toronto, this is often the area that comes to mind. And just on the right is kind of a curious parking lot. That used to be where an LCBO was, if I'm not mistaken. A large liquor store. I think that store was demolished in 2016. I imagine this parking lot won't be here much longer. There is a Wendy's that's just for delivery only in the parking lot. I've seen a number of those all over the city. And just on this corner, used to be a really nice old building that housed a TD Bank. And I have no idea how it evaded heritage status, but it did. It was replaced by this new building. I remember the Wallace Gastro Pub. It used to be over there. Has now Nevi's Aid Kitchen and Bar. But the good news is the new building that went in looks pretty good, and it does have an LCBO. Oop. Had my zoom going up there. Cobb's bread. Even though I live in the area, I rarely come down to this area to shop. Usually I'll just hit a restaurant, or if I'm walking through here, I almost always have a camera in hand. There's a Rogers store where they will screen you at the door over a surveillance camera before they let you in. The current data plan I use for live streaming. I guess all my phones now is through Rogers. And I picked up my SIM cards at this store, and it was kind of odd. You can't just walk into the store. I guess they have a theft problem. I've heard some other Rogers outlets who are doing the same practice. Where that condo is and Structube used to be a smaller building that featured the Chesterfield shop. That was torn down to make way for this new building. And the Chesterfield shop relocated just north of here, I think in a smaller space.
It looks nice from the outside.
I've yet to try Slayer Burger. Hey, a new pho restaurant, Madame Saigon. I'll have to check that out. It's quite a good area for restaurants. This one in particular is fantastic. That's an Indonesian fusion restaurant, Little Sister. I think they've got a location down in King West. But all their patios are being put away for the winter. Speaking of which, there's one of the better patios you could eat out at here at St. Louis. And I guess it's bad luck for the Chesterfield shop. Here's their new location. There's a redevelopment notice. I guess they'll have to relocate once more. I remember eating at this ramen during the pandemic, right when restaurants were allowed to open back up. That was the first place I went to. There's another new development. Luxury 2 and 3 bedroom residences starting from 1.8 million. That is nuts. And this place is excellent. Clandestina. And on this block used to be a place called the Art Shop, and now it's the Art Shop Condos. There's Oretta. They too have another location down on King West. It's an Italian restaurant. And a new ramen joint. I think the cheapest place to eat in Midtown is that juicy dumpling over there. 6 pieces for $3.99. Right next to a hair salon I used to go to, Momo. There's a West Elm. There's also a large Farm Boy and Staples up on the second floor of that building.
Bro, why Tesla call you?
So now it's over to the west side of Yonge Street, and this building on the left features the offices of TV Ontario, as well as Canadian Tire. I remember growing up watching Today's Special on TVO. And the south entrance to Eglinton subway station is there. There's also a very large bus bay inside. And across the street, the first of many really tall condos to appear. That's Quantum 2. And at 541 stories, that's the 50th tallest building in the city of Toronto. And it was originally supposed to be much taller. And there's actually plans right here for a number of buildings up to 65 stories. Right over top of where Eglinton Station is. And Quantum paved the way for these other tall buildings to go up, including the tallest in the center of the shot, the E-condos. But in Bill's request, he requested I take a look at the Mandarin. Unfortunately, I can't go in and take a look at the actual buffet. But we can see the entrance. And there used to be an entrance to a movie theater straight ahead, but that movie theater sadly closed down last year. I think that's about as far as I can go before those employees stop me. It's a large, popular Chinese-Canadian buffet. There's a look up at the E-condos again, and that is tied for being the 27th tallest building in the city at 643 feet. It's tied with the Bay Adelaide Centre East. That's in the financial district. And for the longest time, due to the never-ending crosstown construction, this part of the sidewalk was closed off. It's only recently reopened. And there used to be a Rogers store right here, as well as a Smokes Poutineery, if I'm not mistaken. But thanks to the fine folks at Metrolinx, the Smokes Poutineery closed down, and the Rogers had to relocate. I'll spare the rant on the disaster that is the Crosstown LRT. I've done other videos on that. That's our never-ending underground LRT that should have been opened several years ago. But there is no announced opening date. Let's look at the new entrance being built. For the LRT line that'll run east-west along Eglinton here. There's always a crowd walking through here. And on the left is the Yonge Eglinton Center. So I'm just going to detour a few blocks, walking east on Eglinton here. As you can see, there's no way to cross on the south side of Eglinton. Sidewalk closed at Cowbell Lane. Used to be able to enter the subway there, actually at all four corners of this intersection. You used to be able to, but now only the southwest corner. Road closed. Well, I tried. I wasn't aware this was where the buck stopped. There's a look at the Salvation Army being rebuilt. I didn't know that was stopped there. Oh well, at least I wasn't the only one. As you can see, they're clearly nowhere near being done, and apparently there's rumors of seepage problems in the underground stations. So my plan was to head east a few blocks and turn around and come back on the other side of those lights. There used to be a Burger King straight ahead, and that McDonald's recently got remodeled. Yeah, let's take a pass walking along a very crowded and narrow Eglinton. And before the e-condos here on the right, there used to be a TD Bank, a standalone TD Bank, but now it's moved into the corner here. It's funny how the big corporate retail never seems to have a problem with redevelopment and getting their spot back, but the smaller mom and pop type retail almost never does. And there's a neat rooftop patio I checked out just over there on the corner of the Yonge and Eglinton Center. It's open till 9 p.m. I was up there in my last live stream actually. There's B&B Books, a mainstay of the area. And Function, a pretty neat basement bar that opened up just before the pandemic. Oh, I went in that Galleria Korean Express supermarket the other night and I picked up some takeout sushi that was actually quite good. Speaking of food that was quite good, used to be a Massini Greek restaurant right here. That is now the Stag Shop. There's the Duke of Kent, a mainstay of this neighborhood. And this street here, Redpath, or Roehampton, was converted into a one-way street a few years ago. And just to the north of it, Broadway was converted into a one-way street in the opposite direction. And this intersection was reconfigured. It's kind of a confusing setup. I've mentioned it before, but this building behind me I think is my favorite building in all of Midtown. It's got Absolute Comedy, which is excellent in the basement, the Rose and Crown. I think the most popular pub in the neighborhood that's quite lively on weekend nights. And Pie, Northern Thai food, up on the second and third floors. And there's a second Dollarama across the street. I am actually going to order my dinner. I'm going to go pick it up pretty soon from just across the street there at Alouette Go. I've got the app open. Just give me a second. I'll be back once I place my order, and then we'll continue our walk. Your order has been placed, waiting for restaurant confirmation. Normally it takes about 10-15 minutes from when you order until your food is ready. All right, my order is being prepared. It will be ready by 6:36 p.m. I'm having their chicken sandwich. It was $11 plus tax. There's the old Postal Station K, which before that was the site of Montgomery's Tavern, which was burnt down after the rebellion of Upper Canada. So there's a lot of history on that corner. So I'm going to head north to the next lights, and then I'll turn around and we'll head back to Alouette Go on the other side. There's La Vecchia, a pretty good Italian restaurant. Used to be a popular night spot called Alley Cats. Down that way. There's a craft smokehouse. Every time I walk by, it says sold out on it. It must be really popular. Oh, so Sushi Rock didn't close. They relocated into the same site as Chi Asian Tapas. That's interesting. They used to be located just south of here. I thought Sushi Rock closed up entirely. There's an excellent ramen shop at Tuamboku and a really old diner that's been around forever.
That's too far.
There's where the Capitol Theater used to be, and they've barely preserved any of it at all as part of the facade of the new condo going in. I always thought that was kind of weird. Black toe. And they sell Hoka. But do they sell Ultra? That would be my question. And speaking of Italian restaurants, there's Cibo. And I've got 4 minutes to get to Alouette. There's Gamerama, a vintage video game shop. Not relocated. It used to be just south of here, right where the Alouette I'm going to is actually. What are stop signs and how do they work? I don't know, says that Hyundai driver. Just rolling right through. On the right, what else but more condos going in. And that site used to feature a Best Buy, and before that it was a Future Shop. That's probably the saddest business, or the saddest I've been about a business closing in the area. On a few occasions I bought big TVs from that Best Buy, and they let me take a dolly and just wheel them home. No worry about arranging delivery or getting someone with a car big enough to fit a big TV. Plus, I just like looking around there. All right, this says my order is ready for pickup. So I guess it was a few minutes faster. And they said, let's go get it. There's Stock Bar. And this building on the right is actually a rental building. There's a rather bougie, expensive market in the main floor, and a pretty good restaurant and bar on the second floor. Hi, chicken sandwich under Jonathan. It says it's ready. Thank you. Thank you. All right, mission accomplished. So on that note, I hope you enjoyed this walk around Midtown in the Yonge Eglinton area. Huge thanks to Bill Chow for requesting it and his support as a channel member. If you wish to support what I do on YouTube, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I also have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, which I have not updated in a very long time. And there is a super thanks button appearing below the video if you wish to say thanks that way. And I mentioned the Sushi Rock closing. There's where it used to be, a future home of Ajisan Ramen. Anywho, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Yoink.
Hi everyone, Tad here. So this is the Pixel 8 Pro, and it's the latest flagship phone from Google. Their next attempt to win customers over from Apple and Samsung. After a week with the phone, here are